Hello, everybody. How's it going? I hope you're having a great night today. I just got done, well, right before it's setting up for the show, and you guys could probably see some of the setup going on there. Sorry about that, but I wanted you guys to get some cam time with Suppy here. So, but I was checking out that show, American Ninja Warrior. Have you ever seen that show? That show is pretty cool. I don't know why. I'm a sucker for those shows with like obstacle courses and stuff. And that show is like, I think that show is like a really good version of American Gladiators, where you actually, these guys, run through an obstacle course, but there's no fluff involved. These guys are just like free runners and that kind of stuff that you see on YouTube, and they're pretty much run through this Japanese competition that's pretty famous. I guess a lot of abilities that are supposed to be ninja, abilities. And yeah, you should check it out sometime. It's on I can't remember what station. It's one of the national stations, just normal stations. But check that out sometimes. It's actually pretty entertaining. My son loves that show, so I end up having to watch it with him. Not that I don't love it too, but it's kind of funny. But anyways, what are we doing tonight? Well, welcome to episode 64 of ChanmanV's Pro Corner, where pros come and show us how it's done. Tonight we are going to have a Zerg night, and we're going to have a ZvP night in particular. And who's our guest? Our guest is none other than xSixSuppy's Suppy, who you guys know from being the breakout player of MLG Anaheim and having that great run in Anaheim. It was, I had heard a lot of things about Suppy leading up to that. And I wanted to get him on actually before all the MLG stuff happened, but I just never got around to it, and it's kind of my fault not getting Suppy on the show before he actually had a break. I usually like to get players on here before that happens, but anyways, nonetheless, it's great for him. He's he's an awesome player, one of the best Zerg players I think right now, for sure. So it's a kind of pleasure having him on the show, and he's going to be walking through replays with us. We have 3 different replays to discuss, and particular strategies too. So it's going to be kind of another one of those kind of hopefully a really good reference shows that you can always go back and kind of if you're ever struggling with that episode, struggling with that strategy, you can always just come back to this episode and check it out. All right. Enough delaying. Let's get Suppy on the show and start talking to him. Give me 1 second. Hey Suppy, what's up? Oh, hey Suppy, what's up? Can you hear me?
Hey man, what's up? How's it
going? Good. So we are live on the show, and all these guys I'm sure are dying to have you walk us through some replays of ZvP here.
That's good. I'm excited.
So, what you been up to? Before we get started, I kind of wanted to get a sense of, what you're doing right now. Are you at school? Are you at home?
Yeah. So right now I'm just taking summer classes at Berkeley. So I'm living in Berkeley right now, and it's not too big of a course load, but it does take a little bit of time. And just competing in StarCraft events on the side and trying to organize my CSL team on campus. So that's just some of the things I'm doing recently.
So who else is on Berkeley CSL team, other than you? Obviously you.
So we have we have a very deep roster, as in we have a lot of masters, which I guess you would expect from a school like Berkeley, with a high Asian population.
Yeah.
And we had one guy who hit Grandmasters, but then Diablo 3 came around, so we kind of lost him there. But hopefully he'll come back for this season.
Oh, he's still in the Diablo 3 bug. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he's still playing it. Pretty mad, pretty crazy about it.
I figured, well, not going to talk about Diablo 3. I better not talk about it, or else I'll get in trouble with what I'll say about Diablo 3. But yeah, hopefully he'll come back. And it sounds like you got a pretty strong team. So CSL is pretty. I wasn't that familiar with CSL, but just after watching the last two events that I've caught, pretty good stuff. It's always fun to see competitive gaming at any level, actually.
Yeah, I really like it. We went to one of the regional LANs, and it was, just the team aspect of it is just really unique, and I think it makes it a really fun event, and really fun league too.
That's cool. And the school supports it?
Like we're not officially recognized by the school as like a sports team, but we're like an official like club on campus. So
No, that's some. I mean, that's the first step, though. That's good.
yeah, we'll work our way up hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, guys. I'm like associating my associating my stream to my event. That's always helpful. Thanks, guys. But yeah, so what we're going to do tonight is we're going to talk about ZvP. In particular, obviously I've had shows where like, I have the guests kind of go through, one replay to like each matchup through one replay, but I figured we'd concentrate on ZvP a little bit since we've been seeing a lot of it lately, given that Terrans just haven't been doing as well lately, so there's just been a lot of ZvP or Stefano versus P, basically,
Yeah.
at the end of tournaments. Or the DRG versus P. Yeah, so I figured it'd be great to talk about. But before we get started with the replays, kind of want to get your take on ZvP right now and what you think of it. What you kind of a high level metagame, like what your sense of the high level metagame is right now.
So ZvP is actually my favorite matchup personally, and I think you could kind of see this in MLG Anaheim, where I feel like I got pretty far thanks to I got a lot of Protoss players, which was my strongest matchup. And I think a lot of Zerg players actually have problems with this matchup, though, because I get there's a lot of people who ask me questions, but they're really strong in other matchups, and I think personally, I think it's because a lot of people are stuck on the Stefano, like, just mass roach kind of mentality.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when you watch my Zerg vs. Protoss, you'll see that I don't really do that at all. So it's a little bit different. It's a different approach to it. And the Stefano thing obviously is strong because Stefano is like making it work. He's beaten so many high caliber Protosses. He's like arguably the best CVP right now.
Yeah.
But I feel like for a lot of people, including me, I tried doing that roach thing, and it just didn't seem to be that effective. And I felt like there's more solutions to dealing with Protoss than just the mass roach kind of style.
Yeah, I mean that's the beauty of this game, right? I mean the complexity of this game is that there's multiple ways to get to the end result, right? And obviously Stefano, for a long time I think was doing the roach thing, and I've always told one thing I've always been saying to folks, and that have called in the show or asked me stuff is that Stefano makes that work because he has probably the best control, just ZvP control in the world. So if you're a lower level player, you're probably not going to be stopping like immortal pushes with the mass roach. So it's pretty tough. And he's also kind of shying away from it these days too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been watching him as much as I used to, since my style is a lot different from his now, though. But I did catch a couple of his NASL games, and yeah, it definitely looked like he was starting to use a lot more infestor type of play, getting faster hive, stuff like that. So.
I mean, it's starting to look a little bit more like your play, actually. I feel like watching Nerchio and then watching Stefano in ASL. For folks that you don't know your style, it's very Ling and Infestor centric, right? Like at least through mid game, and yeah, I mean, I saw a lot of that during DreamHack and through NASL. So yeah, this would be really good to see. I mean, what do you think? What strategy do you think gives you the most problems, and what strategy do you think that you just completely own that other folks have problems with?
I personally feel like Zerg is the strongest in the late game. Once you get those Broodlords up, and once you get the economy, like if you get to late game with a strong economy, I feel like Zerg is in a really good position. And generally, the things I have the most trouble with in the matchup are just two-base timings where they really try and trick you, because a lot of my scouting depends on the Protoss's gases and Isaac and Overlord and everything. But some Protosses actually are starting to get used to it now, and they do all these things to try and throw you off, and then just do a very you'd think it's kind of confusing, but they do it on purpose, and then it can definitely throw you off and take you out.
Yeah, kind of fake attack, cancel it, and then throw up the complete opposite tech on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what the game eventually, I think, gets to at at a very high level, right? When you start to play mind games with each other, and that's when we've kind of reached a point where like the execution mechanics are getting to where they should be. But all right, why don't we jump into the first replay?
Right.
Kind of load up the game, and what we'll do is we'll kind of go to the 3-minute mark and pause it there, and then we can kind of count down and start from there.
Right.
So I'm going to 3 minutes here, and just to give you guys kind of a preface to this game, so that you guys have an idea of what we're going to be discussing this game. It's this game's all about that Blasted Century Immortal push. I mean, it goes on further, like past that point, and gets it's a you can see it's a 30-minute game, but the biggest thing I wanted us to take a look at was really how you stop that or defend against that, because I think that's probably the most common strategy right now that's probably going on low level wise, and even high level wise, even pro level it's happening quite a bit. But that's probably what a lot of folks lose to, I bet, in the kind of gold, platinum, diamond, even low masters range. So I think this would be great for viewers to kind of learn, maybe just kind of what step by step, like what you should be looking for, and what are the key things. So as we're going through it, if you don't mind, like maybe pointing some of those things out.
Yeah, of course.
All right, so let's just go faster for now, and
All right.
I might call for a pause every once in a while when I have a question. But okay, here we go. On 3, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so it looks like I open with the 15 pool, 16 hatch.
15 hatch.
15 hatch. Okay.
They're pretty much interchangeable. They're basically the same.
Yeah.
I just 15 hatch is sometimes better because you can get there, and you have essentially more time to try and get your hatch down before they block it with pylons or whatever. So it's not really a significant difference, though. It's just kind of personal preference.
I see. All right. What do you typically do when you have somebody throw like a pylon at each of the bases, like the natural and the third?
Well, then you want to just make. So as soon as the pylon goes down at your natural, you'll want to take an overlord and a drone. You want to make an overlord and a drone.
Right.
And that way you can just immediately make 4 lings as soon as your spawning pool finishes, along with your queen. And then you'll just be able to take out one of those pylons. And you'll be delayed, but it's not too bad. They do spend quite a bit investing into it as well. So you just take 4 lings and then take it out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so you're taking your third. Pretty normal timing these days.
Yeah, so what you notice about my build is basically the entire starting point of it up until maybe like 7 minutes. It's the exact same as the Stefano, like,
yeah,
2 gases at 6 minutes-ish. And then it gets a layer with the first 100 gas. It's almost the exact same. And then you basically change what you do after that.
Okay.
And then one thing to note is I go both mutas and infestors, but it depends on the map. So for this map, for example, Cloud Kingdom, it seems like a very anti-muta map just based on the base layout. It's very easy for them to defend since, they have their main tucked away. They can just put pylons on the perimeter and really prevent you from getting in and doing a lot of damage. So I consider this map an infestor map, so I like to open infestors on this map.
Okay. And then let's talk a little bit about, I guess, how to use the infestors, come time, once we have them. Because there's going to be a period where you're just basically on lings for quite a bit, right?
So you can see I'm adding my 2 gases. I added my 2 gases. And right now I'm just getting a Roach Warren just because I didn't see... So if you look at his natural, I see that 1 gas hasn't been taken. And a lot of 2-base timings with gateways, they don't take additional gas as their natural. So if I don't see additional gases, I just add the Roach Warren just in case, because pure ling is not going to cut it against +1 zealots. Right.
And we're talking like that 5 to 7 gate type of variety, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. All right, so you're scouting the main here, sending that overlord you were talking about with the earlier with that sacrificial overlord.
Yeah, I'd love to send in the Overlord at about 6 minutes 45 seconds. Really, that's just the perfect time where they don't have that much to kill the Overlord, and you can oftentimes see exactly what they're teching to. Looks like this game I don't actually see his Robo though, but I did see his Warp Prism.
So he's going with that 3-gate kind of Warp Prism. Harasses. Yeah, his Warp Gate's just finishing here. Gonna tag him a few times.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what the Warp... He didn't really utilize this Warp Prism very effectively, and during the match, the casters were actually talking about it.
Yeah, he kind of just...
the bot.
He flew it straight over your creep.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
was like weird.
Right over the watchtowers, right over everything. So.
Yeah.
But now he's just transitioning into the Sentry Immortal All-In, like you said, and you can see that he's adding 4 gates to bring him up to a total of 7 gates.
So right now in your head, you saw Warp Prism. What are you building? What are you doing basically to? Well, what's in your head that he's trying to do right here? Do you know? Are you suspecting Immortal Sentry right here, or?
I mean, it's always in the back of my mind. But if you notice right now, I'm sending a link to his 3rd. And when you see that a Protoss hasn't expanded, and you know they have a Robo, I know he has a Robo because he has this Warp Prism.
Right. And
he still hasn't taken his 3rd. Generally, if they're not doing it, they'll be taking their 3rd at least by around now, at the very latest. So this is where I'm starting to, the longer he doesn't take his 3rd base, the more I'm going to be suspicious that he's going to be doing this. And my Overlord sees these Immortals coming out. He doesn't even bother to clear this Zergling out, so I know he's expanding.
Yeah.
And so you'll see my response is to make a lot of spines. And actually this game, what you want to do, which I found out recently, this game was actually about like 6 days ago or something.
Okay.
But you want to replace those drones and then make the spines.
And
that way, yeah, so this game I actually didn't replace the drones, so my economy was a little bit lower. But you'll see the timing is just very, very tight. This is pretty dangerous, actually. I should have started this earlier.
If you replace the drones, the spines wouldn't be up.
Well, you replace them earlier.
Okay.
And then you'll have the timings work out.
Okay, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, so you built. So you follow up with another, basically 8 or 9 spines at the other side. Okay. Okay, so spines are a basically a huge way to stop this.
Right. There's 2 ways to stop this. It depends on if you go Infestors or if you go Mutas. If you go Mutas, there's a different way you need to stop this, but also is heavily reliant on spines. And he actually, I feel like he should have actually attacked.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I didn't replace those drones like I was talking about, so I actually didn't have as many spines as I usually should have. And he could have potentially killed me there. I would have had to run all my spines around and try and get them in position, but yeah, I don't know exactly about him pulling back there.
Alright, so the run by obviously is going to be pretty devastating for him.
Yeah, even if it doesn't do too much damage, it's buying me a lot of time to get those infestors up. Like 7 infestors now. I have a lot of excess gas, and I can drone meanwhile, so.
Lings are pretty much free at this point.
Yeah. Basically, what your goal is like I said, I feel like Zerg is super strong in late game, so try and get that hive as fast as possible. And you should be seeing me get that fairly soon.
Alright. I didn't want to turn the sound completely off yet. Yeah, it sounds a little loud there. But okay, so now this is going to kind of carry on into the late game. So he's taking that 3rd. Now you have that. Okay, so now you have that infestor base that we were kind of talking about a little bit. So is the power of the infestor like the fungals here, or this is one of the biggest things that I think a lot of people don't quite understand, is when to fungal, when to throw infested Terrans. Against the type of army he has with Immortals, are fungals better than infested Terrans, or is it just very, very situational?
No, you always want to fungal first. The fungals do a lot of damage to basically any Protoss composition. and your lings, you want to fungal and make sure you kill those sentries, because then your lings can go in while the units are fungaled and just kill everything. The strength of getting infestors this quickly, though, and not opening roaches, is that you're watching them right now. They're all just going to be sitting, building up a ton of energy. So by the time the actual fight happens, you're going to have almost infinite fungals and like infinite infested terrans, and then you can just do both. So you definitely want to throw infested terrans if you have extra energy. There's no reason not to.
I see. And you're still, again, you're kind of just using the lings to kind of do a dual prong attack here, I think. You can see that his army's mostly there, but this map, it's so easy to block that front ramp with just 2 gates, which he's doing.
He should have blocked the 3rd also, but I don't think it was too big of a problem for him this game.
Yeah. And at the same time, you're going to Hive, got your Spire building, so obviously heading into Broodlords. And so pause it right here. I kind of want to ask something.
Alright.
So in this point in the game, right? I mean, do you want to engage him, or are you just trying to delay time? Just basically delay until you get Broodlords.
I don't want to engage him.
Okay.
So I found that if you try and attack into a Protoss when you have infestors, a lot of times you're liable to lose those infestors, which is really, really painful when you're making those Broodlords. You've got to have those infestors. If you lost them earlier, then your Broodlords are so much weaker. And yeah, just let him engage me where I want him to engage me. I have spines at my 3rd base. I have spines at my natural, so if he engages, he's going to have to engage in a less favorable position. And also my 2/2 is, just about to finish, so I want to wait for that before I engage as well.
Okay, so yeah, so basically it's just basically hold out. I mean, don't just be defensive until those Broodlords hit, and that should be your timing to start at least pushing forward through the map.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, and 13 infestors, I guess, is a good number, or is it too few, too many?
That's a little bit more than I actually make, but I think I had an excess of gas simply because the Robo Sentry attack made me low on minerals.
Right.
So I just had a few extra, but having some extra infestors doesn't really hurt at all. So
yeah, you can never have too many, right?
Yeah, I mean, at minimum, I'd say you'd want like 8.
Okay.
That's like at minimum, because you need to have a lot of fungals and a lot of infested terrans. So.
Okay, great. All right, why don't we start back up? 3, 2, 1, go. All right, now you're building your corruptors. It's kind of going to be.
You see a lot of Protosses right now go for a 3-base timing attack to try and kill you before your Broodlords come out.
Right.
I'm making the corruptors right now because I saw the Colossus, and you want to have some kind of anti-air to kill the Colossus, because that's pretty much the only thing that can actually break through the spines are the Colossus.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of engagements with just Ling Infestor Corruptor, these days because of that timing you're talking about, and the Zergs seem to do well with that composition as long as the Lings don't go in there super early. It seems like they just crush. So
yeah.
Okay, looks like he's backing off, kind of.
Yeah, and if you
better there.
So the thing is, like, if he ever tries to engage me, I'm sending a Ling counter attack in the top, by the way.
Yeah, I see that.
I don't think it's going to do too much though. But like, look at my infestors, 14 full infestor. So this is where I wanted to try and engage him here, because I saw he was in a massive clump. And even though I don't have my Broodlords yet, I have so many fungals that I could just fungal his entire army to death if I got him here.
Right.
But he did back off safely, so.
Yeah, see, I mean, I know a lot of people would have thought about just taking that out, because, I mean, his army seemed kind of small there, but then all of a sudden a bunch of reinforcements came in there at the last minute. So
yeah.
Okay, so here we go. We are going to stick to this, pre-Broodlords. Actually, you didn't quite have greater Spire yet, so man, look how many Lings you have there. How many do you have? Got 114 there.
Yeah, so at this point I have too much supply in Lings. And you'll see me start trying to get rid of these Lings, but being cost effective while doing so. So you see he's moving out right now. I'm just sending all these Lings up. I know he's probably trying to take a 4th right now. It just delays him, and my Broodlords are morphing right now, so.
Right. Did you purposely try to run by him, like just near him, so that he would,
Yeah, I
actually
wanted him to
respect
see it.
Yeah. Okay. Good. That's cool.
So you'll see, I don't care if I lose these things.
Yeah.
They don't cost anything, and they have the potential to do a lot of damage. And right now they're just delaying and allowing me to get all those upgrades I want, all the broodlords I want, stuff like that.
Yeah. See, and this is the kind of finessing that that are really you pro players do so well. That I mean, literally, those stalkers were like a blink away from all your broodlords there. And your lings basically just led them all the way back to his base. So, and now you have that giant broodlord army ready to go.
Yeah, because the thing is, he's not going to attack, or he's not going to just straight up blink when he has to face spine crawlers and infestors. And so I might as well just spend these lings anyways. I need to get rid of the supply, so I decided to run by. I can take out some stuff. He's actually taking out my bottom right base, but I took another one on the top left, so
yeah,
that's not too bad. And you see, I know his army is not in position. You'll see me try and go take out his fourth. You always want to be just really active with your lings in late game. Taking out their fourth base, it's so crucial, because that really, really hurts them going into late game.
Okay, pause it 1 sec. So that brings up a good point, because a lot of folks, whenever they get to this kind of broodlord, like late game, they feel like, okay, I need to fill my entire supply with just broodlord, infestor, and corruptors. But like you're saying there, I mean, I guess you need a good pack of lings that are just moving around the map constantly. Is that correct? Because the broodlords are so immobile, right? So it's
the gas to get all the broodlords I want.
Oh, I see.
So in the meantime, I'll get some lings that are essentially free for me anyways, and try and do some damage to them. And then when those lings die, I can make that scary army you're talking about. And yeah, it is immobile, but once you get 20 broodlords and a bunch of infestors, there's literally no army that Protoss, no ground-based army that Protoss can have to engage you with. Even if they get, 2 vortexes off, they'd have to be like very perfect vortexes.
Right. As long as you have them spread out, there's just no way for him to get them all, anyways. Okay.
So yeah, you want those lings just like before, because right now I don't have gas to make those broodlords, so that's why I have the lings. Might as well have them anyways, doing something on the map.
Okay. That makes sense. It's just a bridge, basically. Okay. All right. Let's start it up. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, got rid of that. Got him to cancel that fourth, I think, right? Or did you actually outright kill it there?
I didn't see.
I think you might have just killed it there, actually.
Yeah, maybe.
Worse. Okay, so he's still pushing out. It's funny, his army is like almost max, but it looks so tiny. Oh, he's got some stalkers over on the right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're engaging. Got plenty of overseers just in case. I guess he has that mothership.
Yeah, and make sure once it gets to a decently late game, you want to just get overlord speed and overseers. And once I actually know the mothership's out, I get like 5, 6, 7 overseers.
Okay.
You want to make sure you never get caught without detection. So
right.
That would end the game right there, pretty much.
So you actually don't have many corruptors at all here.
Yeah.
You just want just pure overlord. I mean broodlords and infestors.
Yes.
All right.
You don't.
Cool.
I actually learned this from Stefano. So he actually, they have a mothership out, and I feel like a lot of people think when they have a mothership out, you want to have corruptors, right? You want to have corruptors to kill the mothership.
Yeah.
Seems logical, right? But it's so much better just to have 20 broodlords and no corruptors, because they don't have the main problem with the mothership is the vortex. That's the only threat it poses to you. It doesn't pose like some kind of DPS threat that you need to take out with the corruptors. So if you have so many broodlords that it doesn't even matter if they vortex, then you really don't need the corruptors. And you'll see Stefano doing this. So just make sure broodlords without even getting corruptors.
Yeah, I think a lot of folks are thinking stealth too, but it's pretty cheap to build like 8 overseers. So you see their army anyways, right? So
yeah,
I mean you're crushing his army while this is all happening. He gets
It's a pretty good
It's
one.
about half of them right there.
Yeah.
So you threw some infested turns in there.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's pretty good engagement for him actually.
Yeah. His vortex got 9 blue lords, so that was a pretty sizable chunk of my army. I didn't split as well as I could have. And you'll see this army actually will be able to take out these blue lords. And that's always a very scary position when you're at Zerg.
What do you follow up with? Like, because I mean, it's going to take too long to go straight back to blue lords, right?
So look at my production tab right now. I'm remaking those investors. I already had some corruptors made, but a lot of it was lings. And you'll see why the lings are very useful right now. I did make some corruptors, but I have how many lings? I have 79 Zerglings. So you'll watch, and he's pushing out right now, with what looks like a very, very scary army. But my response here, again, I'm showing him the lings. You know, a lot of them are just running past his vision, and you'll have to see what he does here. Either he takes out one of my bases and loses 2 or 3 of his bases, or he has to turn back. And at this point, he's actually turning back, and he's still going to lose these 2 bases.
Oh, this is really bad actually for him to turn, because he's just giving away free damage at this point.
Yeah. And again, like, the power of the Zerglings delay. Right now I'm getting my Broodlords back up and getting that death army, pretty much.
Yeah, it's so smart. I like it, man. And again, the whole goal of this isn't to be completely focused on this counterattack as much as it is preparing for the next, the Broodlord army. That's cool. But you took out 2 Nexus in the process, so he's in bad shape.
Yeah. So the ling upgrades are really crucial because that actually allows you to do stuff like this. And it's really crucial to get that +3 armor. Otherwise, he can just warp in zealots, and your lings will just instantly die and not be able to do anything. So make sure you get that adrenal and carapace. The melee is not as important, but once you get those upgrades, the lings actually take out nexuses surprisingly quickly. He could have done a better job walling off. You know, a lot of Protoss players build gateways like all around their nexuses.
Right.
So he should have done a better job of that. That would have probably saved him 1 nexus there, maybe.
I see. Yeah, I mean he's actually starting to get a scarier armor with the army with the Archons. He didn't have the Archons the first time around. Would the battle have gone much more his way if he would have gotten like about 4 Archons in that vortex?
I mean, if he was able to get them in, I would have tried to fungal them and hopefully prevent them from getting in. Plus, I threw a bunch of infested Terrans in. I think he had 1 Archon in it, so yeah, it would have been better if he had more Archons in there. But I would have tried my best to prevent them from getting in.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And now you can see my Broodlord Death Army is pretty much ready again.
Been rebuilt.
Yeah, I'm gonna have 15 Broodlords and 11 investors.
Yeah. Oh, gonna get that War Prism? Yes, you are.
Yeah, make sure you get Neural too. Counter
yeah,
vortex,
people haven't been using Neural enough lately. Yeah,
I think like 1 out of every 4 games I get a counter vortex when it gets to this stage. So
oh, you do?
Actually,
nice.
Yeah. Make sure, I mean, a lot of people, okay, one thing you have to make sure to watch out for also is that you gotta split your infestors before fights as well.
Oh, infestors too, okay.
Yeah, because sometimes you can think that you only need to split your Broodlords, but if you get every single infestor vortex, you're gonna be out of fungals and you can't prevent him from just flipping under you. So, you see I try to spread out those infestors as well.
Yeah, if you guys didn't, well, we'll talk about it in a second after this engagement, crazy engagement. Okay, yeah, it's great split there. That vortex could have only got like maybe 3 units there. 3 Broodlords, so.
The fungal just trapped him on the ramp.
Yeah, took about half his army there.
Here's the Neuro, but this one was kind of just like, it was already GG, so.
It's like stealth your guys. That's the best, when your guys get stealth and you can't see your guys.
Yeah.
You kill the observer. Oh man. Alright, so he's just running. There's just no stopping those Broodlords at this point.
Yeah, so even at this point, there's so many proof words that link like that, it's actually not gonna...
Yeah. Broodling's tearing it up. There you go. GG, nice. Yeah, if you guys didn't catch the last episode with Cats was telling us like a good technique to aim when you're moving the broodlords is to spread them out, right, and then click like way behind where you're gonna attack, so that they, so when they're coming to a point, they come to a point really slowly if you click like way far down the map. So that's kind of interesting technique to do that.
Yeah, another cool thing that people don't know a lot of times is that you can actually stutter step broodlords pretty effectively.
Oh, really?
I mean, obviously they move really slowly, but
yeah, they do.
They actually really good. They have really good stutter stepping because you attack and click, and then you move right away, and the broodlings will just automatically fire by themselves. So it's just.
Oh, I see.
You'll see Stefano do it a lot. And I love doing it. It's really good when you're just against pure Blink Stalker or something like that.
I see. So, wow, okay. I wouldn't think it would make a difference, but I guess as long as they're in range, you could be moving backwards and they're still going to be firing, right? That's cool.
Pretty much. Yeah. You're pretty much moving full speed away, and then you're still firing at the same. You literally just A-click for a second, like not like a nanosecond, and then you just keep moving. So it's not even like you're decelerating at all. You're just running.
Right. Alright, now folks are wondering if I could use your camera on the gameplay. Yeah, I forgot to add you here. Jeez. Alright guys, let me add them real quick. While I'm doing this, what we're doing tonight is we have xSixSuppy on here to walk us through some ZvP strategies. And we just went through how to defend against the Immortal Sentry into transitioning into a Immortal Infestor, or, I mean, not Immortal, Infestor Broodlord Death Army, basically, on Cloud Kingdom. Good stuff. This next one we're going to do is the one with Vines on Antigua. And why don't you... So this game's much shorter, so why don't we just start at 2 minutes in this game, and then that way we can talk a little bit. But yeah, guys, we're having them on talking ZvP. We're going to go through one replay after this one, and then we'll have Q&A at the end of the session with him, where you guys can ask whatever questions you want to Suppy, and hopefully he can give you a great answer, which I'm sure he will. But if you're enjoying the show for the first time, actually, if you guys are watching this on Twitch Front, I encourage you guys to click on the video so you can come to the channel and chat with everybody, and maybe follow this channel if you like it. So. Okay, let's get this started. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go!
Alright, so this game is actually very, very standard 2-base gateway timing from Protoss, and I basically just want to use this replay to show how you can scout when they're going to be doing that 2-base timing, and you'll know when to prepare exactly for it.
That's a perfect replay. That's exactly what we're looking for. So,
Antigua Shipyard is a map you should already be kind of cautious about, because a lot of Protosses don't really like this map, and they love to 2-base all-in on this map, especially because 2-base all-ins at your third base, force fields are really, really deadly at your third base, so that's why it's very popular for Protosses to do some kind of 2-base timing on this map.
Alright, so where does that Overlord you have at his natural right now go? Like, once he built that cannon?
So, I just leave him right there. Ideally, I want to be able to see his forge and his gateway at the very least.
Okay.
And I also want to see the 2 natural gases. So, right now I'm just going to move it a little bit out of range so I can stay in vision of the forge. You can see I'm just putting it barely in vision of the forge. And it's out of range of the cannon.
There you go.
So I can see the forge and the gateway just barely.
Nice.
And then afterwards, I'll move him, up north into the space, and then I'll be able to continue watching his 2 gases, which is really crucial in determining if they're doing a 2-base.
Okay, in the space, you're talking about top right?
Right,
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
And you see I have an Overlord below his base as well, ready to stack it at 645.
Yep.
And I talked about that timing last game.
It's really good to do this, like every single game, just have it kind of worked into your natural play, right? Because it's so important.
Yeah, and with the Overlord speed buff, you can see a lot more. It's very, very useful.
Yeah, I mean, before the Overlord speed, it was hard to get that Overlord. And well, I guess in ZvP you could still get it. It would just get there like pretty much right as you're ready to scout, right? Against Terran, it's terrible. It's impossible to scout Terran on this map before.
So look at my Overlord right now. It sees everything. It sees his Cyber Core, his Gateway, and his Forge that is now upgrading +1 attack at 5 minutes 15 seconds.
Nice.
So that's already the first sign. It's sort of like, you know, that fast of a +1 can sort of like one piece of the puzzle. It's maybe a sort of hint that he's going to be doing something. And look, now he chronos his Cyber Core, and if he keeps chronoing that, you know, you see how he's spending no chronos on his Nexus?
Yep.
So that's like another clue. But it's not definitive yet. And right now I'm running my Overlord because his Stalker's going to pop out relatively soon. And if you actually look in his main base, look how many people, look how many probes he has on gas. He only has 3 guys on 2 gases. And that's like very much a signal of a 2-base all-in. Of course I don't know this, but I didn't scout this, but that's just another sign. You see he's adding the gates now, more gates. His 5th gate, he's going to add more gates soon.
Yes, I mean, is it safe to say that you'll never get perfect information? You know, like, those gates are going to be hard as hell to scout. Given where a Stalker is and...
Yeah, you'll never have perfect information a lot of the times, but you can kind of decipher things. So if you look, his natural gases have not yet been taken. And because of that, I made a Roach Horn, and I started speed first instead of lair. I'm sacking the Overlord right now, and his Stalker actually moved out of position. So I'm actually going to see all these gates. But it's just a confirmation of what I already knew. He has no natural gases. He was spending his chronos on his Warp Gate, his fast +1 attack, and he has like no guys in gas. So this is like very, very definitively a 2-base gateway timing. And you can see I'm making no drones. I actually only have 44 drones, which is actually a pretty low number. And I'm making like all roaches. I'm making a spine. I'm just very much preparing for this 2-base attack.
Alright, there's all those Zealots, and Zealots are good against Ling, so pretty much have to wait until those roaches come out, right? There you go, and then they come out.
Yeah, and actually I want to point out that Overlord, if you see that Overlord to the south of my 3rd base, I always put an Overlord there. On maps, you always want to put it somewhere where they're going to put offensive pylons, and that's a very popular spot for Protons to put offensive pylons, so I put my Overlord there, and you'll be able to see everything. It's very, very nice to have an Overlord there, and I was able to take out one of his pylons as well. Yeah,
very good point. Yeah, that spot is so popular. Like, it's, you know, in the little cloud area too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Super popular. All right, so now that you've stopped that, you know, a lot of folks just don't know what to do at this point. I mean, what do you do? Like, do you just go and counterattack immediately, or?
Well, some people. So I actually was streaming this game while I played, and some people actually said that I could have just killed him here. Which, looking at it, I probably maybe could have. But you'll see, I decided to play it safe because sometimes if you get owned by force fields, it could even the game back up again. But at this point, the game is like significantly in my favor. I can drone very freely. Get like 70 drones before I have to do anything else. So yeah, I'm just playing it safe, breaking down his rocks, and he's going to try and transition into, looks like he's going to try and transition to another all-in, basically.
I see. But for sure, I mean, you're just going to deny the 3rd, though, no matter what, right? Because you know, right now you know you have an economic advantage, and everybody always says, "Oh, once you're ahead, get further ahead." But you know, there's always been a counter argument that, you know, folks are going to try to cut corners, and if you just give them enough time, they'll eventually be able to cut corners enough to get back in the game. So, is that in your head to just like, okay, as long as I just don't let them have a 3rd, I'll just be ahead forever, basically.
Yeah, and you see my Ling just scouting there.
Gotcha.
I'm not even bothering to take a 4th right now, because if he's not taking a 3rd, I don't really need a 4th right now.
Yeah, that's good.
Because it's still the potential that he's doing a 2-base all-in. And you see I'm going Infestors on this map, and once again, this is a good map for not going mutants, if you remember my reasoning.
It's hard to get to every base, right? I mean, basically when you can't fly behind bases, it's generally a bad map, right?
Yeah, and they have a base like tucked in between the other 2 bases. Like Entombed Valley is another example of a base that's not too great for Muta.
Is there a good map for Muta then?
No, a lot of maps. Ohana, Daybreak.
Oh, Ohana's a good map, really? Okay. Cool.
Ohana is not. It's not a great map simply because like there's no airspace behind their main or whatever. But at least there's no base that's like tucked away. You know,
I
like
see.
the Protoss natural here is almost unattackable. Like
yeah, I
there's
gotcha.
like no way to penetrate into there. Yeah.
Plus with Blink, they pretty much have all three covered, just one blink away, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so now he's coming. He's kind of like you said. He's kind of building up another two-base all-in, mostly Blink Stalker with a couple Immortals here, right? But your Ling Infestor is pretty much countering that, right?
Yeah, exactly. But you'll see he goes up into this place. He breaks down the rocks here, and this is the place I was talking about, where the force fields for Protoss are super strong here.
Yeah.
So it is still a little bit dangerous, but with this many fungals, I think I'll have like 7 fungals that'll almost just kill his entire army just by fungals. It like doesn't even matter.
Oh, you got him in there too.
Yeah, he didn't.
Got those wings in there.
Yeah. He doesn't have zealots, so his wings are doing a ton of damage.
So why not throw any infested terrans there?
This one I prefer. I almost always prefer fungal in low energy.
Okay. Cool.
Because fungal, especially when he has blink, like you don't want him to just like blink all his units away.
Yeah.
And yeah. So pretty much, you know, simple. Once you hold off that first attack, you're in a pretty commanding lead. He has to all in again, and it's pretty easy to hold off.
Okay. Yeah. Good deal. Okay. Yeah. Let me turn down game sounds a little bit, guys. One question too. Do you ever use Neural against the Immortal push? Like, have you ever used Neurals against Immortals anymore?
No. I've never really considered it, but just thinking about it, I feel like it would be too late because it's already kind of difficult to get it in time with your pathogen glands to have your infestors pop out by the time the Immortals come.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then if you add on to the fact that you need to research Neural and then wait 25 more energy, like I just don't see it coming out with enough energy fast enough.
Okay. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. It probably would be way too late by that time. Okay, yeah, good replay. I think that was, you know, it's kind of a technical replay, right? I mean, really working out step by step, like what to look for, and then, you know, when to draw that conclusion. And you know, you drew pretty much, you know, I think you were going to draw that conclusion regardless of whether seeing the gateway or not, right? And just start building units there. But yeah, great replay, man. Okay, let's load up the third one against.
Is this the 21:56-minute game?
Let me see. It's the one on Ohana against Minigun.
I just had to figure out because I have a lot of
22:47.
Okay.
On
right,
Ohana, yeah. And,
I've been playing Minigun a lot in tournaments and ladders, so I have so many replays.
Oh, really? Yeah, actually, I had Chad and Baby Night on, or Minigun and Baby Night on like 2 shows ago. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy, actually.
Yeah. He's really friendly on ladder too, actually. So.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. So yeah, hopefully you guys, you Protoss out there, check that VOD out whenever you get a chance. But yeah, again, guys, what we're doing tonight is we have xSixSuppy on to talk about ZvP. This is the third replay we're going through. We just went through Mortal Sentry push and then a two-base gateway kind of defense and how to counter that. And this game we're going to be, I think you're going to be opening Muta here, right? So we'll kind of get a little bit different flavor here and kind of show us how to start with Mutas and kind of end up with the same kind of composition at the end, the late game composition, right?
Yeah.
So this will be really cool. But guys, if you're enjoying the show or just checking out the show for the first time, this is Pro Corner, and you know, click the follow button. I'd really appreciate it. If not, it's cool. Just enjoy the show. But okay, we're at 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yep. And
all right,
here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so Muta time. So talk to us a little bit about mutas. I mean, how many do you usually build? Do you really commit to them, or?
I get maybe about. I don't really have a set number. I just use up all my gas, and then I get my infestation pit, make a couple more mutas, and then I'm done. Okay. And usually it's probably about maybe 15-ish.
Mm-hmm. Just enough to really do damage, right? If he's not prepared.
Yeah, like a lot of time, like sometimes like people just die, which really shouldn't happen. Like that's not the goal of the mutas here. Sometimes they like don't put enough stalkers in their main or something though, and you can snipe a bunch and then just kill them. But the goal of the mutas is not to kill them. It's really for the map control, allows you to get that fourth base up and then just drone insanely hard.
Okay, so I mean a little bit of multi-prong or no? When with like kind of laying muta or just literally just kind of delaying and get your fourth up.
Yeah, well, I definitely try and do damage if possible. And a lot of times I like to press into their third with lings while going into their main with mutas.
Yeah.
You'll see with minigun though, I'm pretty sure he's kind of accustomed to me doing this. So you'll see he has like all his immortals and sentries with a wall off at his third, and a bunch of his stalkers his main. So I think I attempted it, but there wasn't really any room to do anything. So I ended up, just using the mutas to delay, and that's still fine if you don't do that much damage.
And with the mutas, if you don't do any damage, and you kind of just have them sitting around pretty much, do you just keep them till the end? I mean, is there at some point you're going to have to replace them with, Broodlord Infestor, or?
I just keep them until they die. I don't try and like sacrifice them because like they're worth a lot in terms of resources. Yeah, so you don't want to just like sacrifice them like you do with lings. But if I end up having them still alive in late game, then so be it. I'll just have them with my Broodlord hotkey.
Yeah, at the very least, they prevent war prisms, right? Or they just hunt down war prisms all around the map. So just so annoying late game. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So once again, take note of the overload positioning. At his base, it actually sees the gateway and the forge.
God,
and
so good, man.
Look at the signs for this one. So he's got a fast +1 coming. I see him making a zealot coming out, and I don't see any natural gases yet. And generally, I look at like 6 minutes 30 seconds to see if they added their natural gases. But so far, it's looking like it could possibly be another one of those 2 gateway timings, right? So I'm just playing standard, and my next cue is to look at 6:30 to see if he adds those next gases, and then my overload sack at 6:45.
I see. Just noticing, you could actually Nidus him on the left there. Wow, okay. Well, that's kind of tangents, but okay, so you're okay, so he's still late to gas, right? What do you think about Protoss that actually take those gases? Well, you can't take those gases in time. You have to take the ones in the... I keep thinking like, what Zergs do sometimes, right? Like actually what you do. You take those 2 natural gases first, right? Just to, it can potentially be confusing, right, to folks that only scout the natural there.
Right. It could be confusing to people. Mainly it's just like preference also for me.
Oh, okay.
Because I rally my drones to my natural, so it's just easier for me.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, not that many other people do it, so I could definitely see Protoss being kind of confused by it.
Yeah, because you could be going
like doing like fast muta. Or
something. 2-base muta or something. Yeah.
Oh, so look at my overlord at his offensive pylons. I always put the overlord right there. My third overlord goes right there because that's once again a very popular pylon spot.
Very good. It's good to learn those spots, guys, right? Okay, so obviously lings against zealots aren't. +1 zealots too, right? Are pretty tough.
This was kind of a big mistake by me. I made too many Zerglings, and I was thinking that I could skimp on the roaches. For some reason, I thought I could skimp on the roaches, but right now I have a bunch of lings that would really suck against the zealots, and that's actually leading to me being pretty bad in the drone count right now. So that was actually a pretty bad mistake by me. But ended up not too bad. I have a lot less drones than I should normally have. Okay,
so that was kind of the kind of 4-gate pressure, or actually some folks do 3-gate pressure there, right? But okay, so it was more of a feign than anything else, I guess.
Yeah. So I would say I overreacted, but it's okay. He's pylon blocked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, losing 2 pylons, I guess, would do that.
Yeah, so you'll see I'm getting my Spire now and adding every single gas. And I should be starting my Zergling upgrades soon. Definitely I should get those Zergling upgrades out as fast as possible.
Okay, so why not Infestors here on this map?
Well, infestors could work also on this map, but I feel like I prefer playing with mutas more because I just feel so much more free with the mutas. The mutas actually have the potential to do damage, whereas the infestors are almost solely defensive.
I see.
I mean, you can do timing attacks with infestors, but I feel like it's always very risky because if it doesn't work out, then your infestors can't escape. It's not like mutas, where they're fast. The infestors will die if your attack doesn't work. So I don't really do too much aggression with my infestors, and I like the freedom of the mutas. So.
Yeah, I mean they're a lot like lings. I mean basically if you choose, you don't have to choose to engage anything, right? You can just leave if it doesn't look good, and take minimal losses.
Yeah.
Do you get burrow? What's your timing on burrow, by the way? Like, do you get burrow?
I actually don't usually get burrow that often in Zerg vs Protoss. I always get it in Zerg vs Terran.
Okay.
Zerg vs Protoss, I don't actually get it that much. I think a lot of times, I think it's probably just because I like to tech fast anyways, so it's like the timing that burrow would be even useful for me is not even that big anyways, because I tech fast to hive anyways.
Yeah.
You'll see I'm making my first mutas right now, right? I should be adding an infestation pit relatively soon. And if you're wondering about the timing on my fourth, it was basically, as soon as I saw his third, I added my fourth.
Okay.
And there goes the infestation pit, between 11 minutes and 12 minutes, essentially.
Okay, so he has a group of stalkers in there kind of waiting, like you were saying. Yeah, it's hard to get up on that ramp. That ramp's so deep. I mean, that platform, the main is so deep in, too, that it's... Okay, got guys as third, so he's going to be hard to attack here.
Yeah, so I think I actually did run my lings a little bit, but I saw all those units, so... See, I'm just making a couple more mutas, but then I'm going to save my gas to get that hive and pathogen glands, and I'll get those infestors. And notice my drone count. It's 90 right now.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
It actually often goes to 110. And...
Oh, it's because you spine like crazy, right?
Yeah, you just spine like crazy. So I'm still making drones, because I have complete map control right now. He can't really move out, because if he moves out, I'll just run in, just like... Yeah, he can't move out.
Right. I mean, the only thing that counters spines are really, I mean, realistically, are Colossi, right? I mean, obviously Void Rays, but, I mean, they're not going to be building Void Rays at this point in the game. So
Immortals are okay, but once they get huge army sizes, the Immortals do get stuck still. So.
Yeah, exactly. No, spines are so good. I mean, that's really good.
It's just the combination of, because spines by themselves would die pretty quickly to Blink Stalker.
Sure.
But because you're going to have all these infestors, right? So it's just like the combination that makes it so powerful, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially extra army supply too, which is nice.
Yeah. So the goal is actually like 16, 17-minute Broodlords, which might seem pretty fast, but
it's pretty fast.
It's a good timing to hit, though.
But yeah, if they let you, I mean, I think everybody would take 16-minute Broodlords.
Yeah, I mean that's why I make all these spines, because you'll see a lot of Protosses try and kill you with like a huge timing attack right before. But hopefully you've had those infestors out for a while, they have enough energy, and so he's coming out with a pretty big attack right now. And it has Immortals, it has Storm.
You're swinging in here. And that's the beauty of having a lot of spines too, is that, like, you know, you still have your lings at home, and then, you know, when they do roll out, you can just swing your mutas in, and you don't actually need your mutas to kill the main army.
Right.
Yeah, he's just taking damage basically.
Yeah,
nice.
And if anything, that just delayed him a ton. So it's because it looked like he wanted to attack right then. He didn't have any cannons at his third though, so. Maybe he did have a few and killed him, but...
Alright, here we go again. You're going to be sending those lings. It's like, okay, my turn. The lings go. Oh, no, okay, the lings are coming. Some of them are coming back, okay. Just like they're just a tag team with the mutas there. Alright, so you're going to swing behind him, I guess? Oh, well, he's going to give you the... There we go. Muta's on the... Sentries, is that right? Oh, it's just too much storm.
Yeah, too many storm. Yeah. So this is actually very dangerous right here. And I should have moved my spines from my third base over a little bit faster. But look at, like, the fungal does a lot of damage.
Yeah, it does.
And I'm making a ton of Zerglings right now. He's out of sentries now. And this is when my Zerglings with crack upgrade, you know, crackling upgrade is almost done. So he has pure Stalker.
Right.
And obviously that's very bad. It's just 80
Look at all those
or whatever I'm
lanes.
making.
Exactly.
Right,
Bye-bye,
so
Immortals. Bye-bye, Immortals. Yeah, and guys, you know, pure Ling counters Blink Stalker and Immortals, so that's why it's so good.
So it was kind of a very dicey hold. It was a little bit close, but
You still had 10
reinforcing with
spines,
Lings.
dude.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, sometimes they just blink away from the spines and go straight to your main or something, which is annoying.
Oh, that's true. They can blink up if they have an observer. That's true. Nice fungal there.
A couple of blue birds out now. And these Lings.
Pretty good blink micro there, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Broodlords are just crushing from behind there.
And so the key to this is, though, you have to actually be able to have the capacity to make that many Lings when you need.
Right.
And the key to doing that is, if you look at my main, I have 3 macro hatches, or I have 2 macro hatches. You really want to have those macro hatches, otherwise you're going to only be able to make like 40 Lings, and that's not going to cut it when they have like so many Stalkers.
Right. Well, I mean, that's kind of a good point to bring up too. I mean, do you purposely delay a little bit so you can get like 2 rounds of larva out, you know, so that your follow-up is that strong? You know, like we're talking like 80 to 100 Lings, or is that just happens to be the way it ends up the most of the time?
I mean, you just want to delay them as much as possible, like all the time, because that'll always just mean more resources for you and faster reinforcement.
Gotcha.
And more time for your Broodlords to get up also.
Right.
And these fungals are just really, really hurting his Stalkers here.
Yeah, and he's really got no tech to really follow this up with. He's just now getting Robotics Bay.
Yeah, well, he had an observer though, right? Oh, I think.
No, he had a Robo, but he didn't have like Colossi or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so once again, I see his army is like on the left side. I just take out his 4th base. Cracklings, which just take it out in like 15 seconds.
Right. Yeah, trading bases, but again, that's his 4th, that's your 5th that you weren't even using anyway, so.
Yeah.
Cracklings against Zealots. Zealots still win.
Well, like I said, it's because I don't have that +3 upgrade. I said it was very crucial.
Oh, that's true.
This game, because he did such a strong attack, it did delay me from starting that upgrade.
You know what?
Yeah, I mean, the Broodlord count is slowly rising. He's trying to get Colossi to counter it, which I don't really necessarily agree with. I feel like Colossi don't counter Broodlords at all.
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, they don't counter them, but they are kind of necessary, right? I mean, I think they're part of the equation, aren't they?
I mean, I feel like it would be better if it was just pure Stalker Archon Mothership.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Obviously, he's getting Colossi to kill through things, but
yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure if it's worth it to get double Robo Colossi. I mean, because look how delayed his Mothership is. Oh, yeah, his 3rd base I almost took out with Zerglings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
really
just keep
close.
doing that stuff until you get like the Death Broodlord army, which looks like I almost
pretty much
have.
there.
No,
I mean, 11. Almost.
That's not too big, but 4 more morphing. 15 now.
Yeah, he's got a pretty big army actually, but he's still, again, like you said, he doesn't have. He's very zealot heavy there, so.
And look, this is a little bit of stutter stepping. I didn't do it as well as I could have because I was trying to fungal at the same time.
Yeah, I see what you mean though.
But I mean, any little bit helps a little bit.
Yeah, kind of got two tiers of Broodlords too, which kind of, in a way, it's kind of like spreading, spreading vertically instead of laterally, right? All right, good deal.
GG.
GG. All right, yeah, I kind of like that. You know, I kind of like, again, it's a lot of that finessing, you know, that I was talking about a little bit earlier, where you're just delaying, you're not necessarily doing damage, but obviously if there's an opportunity, you're taking it anyways. You know, when you're in that mid game, Ling and Muta. But I like that. Yeah, I like the way you kind of transition that. Well, you know what? We flew through those replays really fast. I wonder if we should go through one of these other ones you sent me here.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of games against Minigun. I have a couple against Quantic State. Let's see, some random barcode Koreans.
Yeah, a lot of these do. A lot of these are. I mean, do most of these miniguns go the same way, or? Because there was one other one I looked at that was pretty similar. The one on Daybreak, I think, is pretty similar. Let me see. Let me see how these Cloud Kingdom ones. Maybe we'll go through one of the Cloud Kingdom ones. So you want to just do that?
All right, sure.
Let me just randomly pull one up. Number 3. There's where number 3 is. Let's see. So we haven't seen this replay yet, guys. So this is going to be a total surprise as to how this one goes.
Yeah, I've played so many games with him that I don't even remember what happened in each of these games anymore. So.
So who's your favorite playing partner? Or practice partner?
For Protoss?
Yeah, Protoss, or I mean in general.
Protoss, I actually don't think I have one.
Really? Not even on checks. Who's on check 6 as Protoss?
Well, yeah, I play with Perfect. I play with Perfect.
Actually, did you win last night? I didn't catch the last game.
Oh yeah, I played Perfect and the score was 4-2, so I won that.
Nice.
My best practice partner is check 6 Bear.
Oh yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get Bear on here too. Actually, he's a really good Terran.
He's so good analytically.
He is. That's what I've heard.
He wrote the God of the Battlefield too.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's the Savior article with all the analysis of his tactical decisions and stuff. So he's a really good player, like in terms of knowing army movements, tactics, positioning, stuff like that.
Yeah, sounds like he'd be perfect for the show too. But okay,
anyways,
before go ahead. Well,
oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, before we get started, I wanted to mention to you guys that we're going to be doing Q&A pretty soon here. Maybe we'll just do, just an extra long Q&A with Suppy, where you guys can ask him any of your questions, or you can ask me, any questions you want. The way we're going to do it, guys, is, of course, you can always ask your questions on, the stream chat. But if you guys want to call it in and actually join me and Suppy in on this call and ask him live, just add me on Skype. My Skype ID is ChanmanV. Typing in here. Hopefully my mods will remind you guys. That'd be awesome. My mods are awesome, guys. But that's my Skype ID. You guys add me, and I'll pull you in on the call once we start Q&A.
You're gonna get so many ads, man.
that's how it goes, man. It's all good. It's all good. Nice glasses, man.
New friends.
New friends. Well, they don't remain friends until after this show. They just temporary friends at least. But yeah, so somebody wears their sunglasses at night.
What sunglasses?
All right, so wait, so you're at school right now? Okay, I guess you're in an apartment, right? I was gonna say that's a nice ass dorm, dude. Got fireplace and
CSL team house, man.
CSL team? You got a team house for CSL? Holy crap, colleges, dude! Other CSL teams, you better be stepping it up, man. They have a team house. Holy crap! That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, that's a really good idea. But okay, guys, why don't we start this replay? And 3, 2.
Should we go to 3 minutes or 2 minutes?
Let's just do 2 minutes. We got plenty of time. So.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go. All right, minigun number 2. Of course, it's a win, though, right? You're not gonna be giving me any losses here, right?
Huh?
You're not going to be giving me replays of losses here, right?
I don't think they are.
I don't think anybody has ever given me a replay of a loss. for a good reason, obviously. Alright, so I know Minigun doesn't like to block here, but... Oh, actually, he is blocking this time. Okay.
So here I'm going to try and get my third. And look at my immediate response when he puts that pylon down is a drone and an overlord, like I mentioned earlier. And I want to force him to make a pylon here as well, if I can't get this hatchery up. I don't know if he does.
Oh, nice.
I just get the hatchery up.
I didn't even see the little overlay of the of the hatch go up there when you put it down. It's cool.
Yeah.
Do you ever just go straight by, or you always try to put in the natural, even if he's there, like the probe's there? Like I know some Zergs that just literally they just run by, screw it, putting it in the third.
No, I actually like a lot of times I can get it up just by spanning hatchery.
Oh really? Okay, nice.
Yeah, I mean, And even if I can't, it's not too big of a deal. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, I mean, either way is fine. But I like to just get it up to natural if possible. It just makes walking my drones over and my queens over a lot more convenient.
I see. All right, so third hatchery, but the right time, 4.5, around that 4:15, 4.5 is always a good time. And then again, you got that overlord in such great position here.
I mean, I wish this map had both the gases exposed.
Yeah.
But unfortunately it doesn't, so it's, you know.
Take what
whatever.
you can get, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, at least I get one gas. It's not like some of the old Blizzard maps would have like both gases like tucked away and you can't see it. So.
Yeah. Just wanting Zergs to die to 2 base.
Exactly. So, yeah, we're just gonna open standard Stefano kind of opening, 44 supply or 6 minutes. We're gonna get those 2 extractors.
All right.
And decently fast +1 again from him. Let's see where he spends his chronos though. 1 chrono on the Cyber Core. I'm not sure if I see that. Do I see that? Okay, I can sort of see it.
Do you ever fast pull in open links?
Like 6 pull?
Yeah, 6 pull or 7 pull or or 8 pull, whatever, 6 to 8 pull. Like
I experimented it with like a long time ago, but not recently because I feel confident in my late game ZvP, so I just play standard.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, look at his main. He doesn't have 3 guys in gas. Oh wait, now he does.
Now he does. I think that was just a mistake. Yeah.
And he's continuing to chrono that Cyber Core. So if you see my reaction, I get that Roach Warren at 6:30. I don't see any natural gases. He still has no natural gases. So it looks like he's going to be doing for 2 gates timing. Okay. But Minigun actually likes to do this 4 gateway thing where he gets this just 4 gates and then adds like quite a bit later gases. I actually see him do it a lot.
I see, yeah.
And yeah, this is kind of like the Ohana game where he kind of pressured with the 4 gate. So.
Just
I feel like a lot of Protosses have kind of strayed away from this though. This was really popular a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago, meaning like 4 months ago. three
yeah,
months ago.
like 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like most Protosses don't do the 4 gate pressure as often anymore.
Well, the whole point is really just to get you to build units, right? But he's not even expanding behind this. It's.
Yeah, he's getting Robo Bay.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, he's got a lot of gas saved up.
Yeah, because I know a lot of folks would be taking a 3rd right now, like with this Bane pressure. The whole point, obviously, is just to get the Zerg to build some units here.
I feel like the reason people aren't doing it anymore is because I think the Stefano style, just the normal like max out roaches, just beats it.
Yeah, the 7-minute or 6:45 Roach Warren.
Yeah, I think that's why
pretty much counters it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put a Ling at his 3rd base. Still hasn't seen him expand. Minigun actually takes the time to clear it out though, so I'm not sure if he made a 3rd base. But I should be sending another one over there just to make sure.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's good to know. Like lots of folks don't kind of recheck right after. They just kind of assume it's going up.
Yeah, so now he's adding those gateways. He's up to 7 gates. He's got the Robo, so we'll be seeing the Robo Immortal all in.
Bastard.
Yeah, and yeah, so I got 2 Lings at his 3rd. See, Minigun actually goes and clears it out. So this is really good. If you're a Protoss player, you should do this because then it makes it more confusing for me. One thing that's really, really good that some Protoss players do is they put a pylon there and start like putting gateways there, like pretending like they're walling off.
Right.
And like they use that to trick their opponent. But looks like I'm responding by building 9 billion spine crawlers once again.
Right, but you built those before you actually saw them coming, right? So.
Yeah, I think this time the timing will be a little bit better for me.
Yeah. And again, it's your read again. Your read that 3rd base isn't up. He has to be coming here.
Yeah.
Or else he's just one crazy Protoss or bad Protoss. Yeah.
That's definitely the time. Like, that's definitely the big signal you want to be looking for.
I mean, what is he gonna do against 12 spines? Spines kind of counter sentry.
And look, also always add your spines at your third, because the Protoss almost always go to your third first. You'll see that the ones at my natural are a little bit later.
Yeah, how many spines
But they're still coming.
Jeez, you got 9. Holy shit, dude! You got like 21 spines. See that?
And they got those infestors coming out. I think he might just attack and die. I think he might just attack and die.
Well, he kind of. I mean, he's so all in. I mean, he's.
Yeah. So this is where Bishu, in other game, he just like turned back.
I know.
Which I don't necessarily agree with either. So I think Minigun like doesn't really know what to do here either.
I mean, look at him. He's just.
He's like walking
he
around,
doesn't
just
know
like,
what to do.
What am I supposed to do?
I mean, the timing's kind of over. Like he would have. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if he attacks now, he's gonna get owned by these fungals.
Yeah.
And he sees the infestors are out, so he's probably gonna back off.
Yeah, that's why a lot of that's why I feel like a lot of the the real high level Protoss players will take that fourth just in case, right? If it doesn't work out, they can still at least try to make a game out of it. He's so far behind right now, right? I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, look how many drones I'm making. I'll be up to 80 very soon.
So did you replace them on this one or no? Before you built them?
I think I had a few more drones than last time, so it was a little bit better. But actually, in the past like 3 days, I've actually been just like building, like for this game, I think I built lings and spines, but now I'm just doing drones and more spines because I want to get a better economy.
Yeah, exactly. Spines are really good, man, in this matchup.
Yeah. I should be scouting to see if he gets that third. Oh, I guess I already scouted it. So yeah, so as soon as I see the third, I add my fourth. It's pretty much just the simplest queue ever. You see a third base, you take a fourth.
Yeah.
And I like to break down the destructible rocks in the middle here. It makes your infestor play a lot easier. Because you don't want your units like funneling in very crappily.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And he's going, so he double Robo Colossus, so he wants to kill me before I get my Broodlords out.
Double Robo Colossus, but again, I mean, I feel like you'll be in that same position where you're gonna have those lings and infestors and a crap load of spines and corruptors, right? Which, like I said, like lately I've been seeing Zergs just owning even with just that composition, like not even getting to Broodlords, just crushing the army if they push in with that.
Yeah, and his upgrades are really delayed from that Robo Sentry Immortal thing. I should have more macro hatches though. Like look at my minerals. I should have at least a third macro hatch in my main.
Right.
So we'll see if that comes into play.
And just so viewers know, like those macro hatches aren't like kind of band-aids for like mist injects, right? I mean, you actually need them for like to spend it appropriately late game, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because lings take up so much larva.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm adding one now. It's a little bit late. And even if they are a band-aid, for all those lower level players there, it's fine if you don't get all your injects. You'll get better at them in the future. But if you add that macro hatch, it'll really help you a lot. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think even Stefano does it, honestly. Like, when he adds a hatch at each of his bases.
Right.
I think that's a way for him to, kind of make up for the any missed injects he's had too. So that's good stuff.
So if you look at that, I tried to counter with those lings, but unfortunately there's like 4 Colossi just standing there.
Yeah.
So let's see how this goes. He's actually maxed. I'm not even maxed, and that's mainly a problem.
Yeah. You got a ton of investors this game though.
Yeah. I'm making 11 corruptors. So the thing is, if he pushes down here, he could get fungled to oblivion.
Even on high ground? I mean, he's got the Colossi, like, right there.
Yeah, but I've got the Colossus, I've got the corruptors coming out as well. Look, I've got my lings coming to deny his fourth, which he literally just started as my lings got there. And they might even take out his third. Pros.
Alright, tagging some of them from afar here. Just have to be real patient here. It's
Yeah,
going to be kind of back and forth here, yeah.
Yeah, see, like, okay, so you're saying the Colossus, they're taking out my spines, but they're taking them out so slow. Like, I'm sending all my Zerglings that are really mobile and just taking out his third.
Right.
And, like, now he comes down, but when he comes down like this, so, like, I throw some Infested Terran, like, keep bungling. And that's what I was saying. If he comes down, he'll be bungled to oblivion, because when you come down the ramp, the army of Protoss is so freaking clumped that it just gets owned. And I didn't even have any Zerglings in that fight. It was literally completely
spine bungle.
Yeah, so it's like my Lings were all at his base.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like it's like one of those things where if you can survive it without using these counterattacking Lings, I mean you pretty much put them in an all-in position and gonna win the game there, right? That's so good, man. I mean, that was really patient of you, just like sitting there waiting as you lost that front row of spines, right?
Yeah, but I mean, if he's gonna take so long to try and kill those spines, I might as well just kill his third base, which is completely undefended.
Right, right.
And then once he tries to push down, like I said, he'll be clumped on that ramp and just get bungled to death. So.
All right, good stuff, man. Yeah, I like it. That was again kind of just showing how powerful spines are. You know, it's funny because I was talking to like one of my mods that plays Protoss a while back, and I was thinking, wouldn't it be funny if somebody just built 30 spines against against any 7-gate pressure or any Century Immortal pressure? Now look at this, man. This is like 20, 25 spines here, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like some people might be kind of like offended by my play. They might like think it's really weird. If you actually look at it, though, a lot of people are saying.
Yeah.
A lot of people that play like this, like Scarlet, I just caught a few of her games at WCS Canada, and looks like she made a lot of extensive usage of the spines as well. So definitely a very useful building to have.
Yeah, definitely. Again, it's like during that time you're not spending anyways, right? So I mean, you're not spending minerals at that point anyway. So it's like especially if you don't go roach, right? So yeah, it feels good to spend it on something that will definitely keep you safe and sometimes win you the game, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start some Q&A here, guys. All right, we got 2 potential callers here. I'm gonna have to fix the cameras in a second here. Let's see. Who do we got? Game for Life 1997. All right, I'll pick something in this one. Here we go. Oh, what is that? Ah, crap. What happened there?
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
Hey, welcome to Pro Corner.
Thank you.
You got a question?
Yeah, I was wondering, as Protoss Suppy, when he sees him getting second, third, he usually goes for fast third, but shouldn't you usually go for harass to try to deny their second?
What was the question? If they get a fast third, I try and deny their second.
Yeah, because whenever I first Protoss as in ZvP, they are always taking a quick second from a forward fast expand. So wouldn't it be better to take the third, but instead of getting your drones for your third, get linked to the harassment on the second?
So you can do cheeses to try and kill them. There's Baneling cheeses, there's Roche cheeses. Zerglings against a Forge Fast Expand, I wouldn't really say is too effective, simply because they wall off and then they put Zealots in the crack. So Zerglings can't really get in there. If you're on a really open map, say like Antigua, if they do the inside Forge Fast Expand, you could try and harass with Zerglings. It's map dependent though. Like if it was on Cloud Kingdom, your Zerglings wouldn't even be able to get in. So
yeah, I usually do it on Daybreak because that seems like the map where Zerg is usually dominant towards Hammer and Protoss. Daybreak, the third base is connected, so the creeps where it's very easy to get your Zerglings to protect it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's good. I prefer simply to just make the drones since I like to get to that late game, as I said. But you can use Zerglings to harass. It's difficult though. I feel like you'd have trouble getting past their wall in. So.
Yeah, true.
All right, buddy. You have a follow-up question there?
Yeah. Somebody, do you have any like builds that you create? Like, do you create your own builds? 'Cause I know some pros, and when they get to tournaments, they'll be working on builds, and on just seeing them, they'll like bring them out into tournaments and stuff. Do you do that kind of work?
So this build, basically how I play ZvP was mostly a style that I kind of made myself after not having much success with the Stefano style. As far as having like set builds that I just whip out at tournaments, I don't really have any of those. But I might start getting those if I get, you know, more prominent in the scene and people start studying me. I'll have to start doing that, you know.
Yeah.
Which is like now.
Maybe.
That's funny. All right, buddy. Thanks for the question.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Yep, no
Thank
problem.
you.
All right. It's a good first question. He wasn't quite on camera, so that was kind of interesting. Ah, what happened there? Shoot. That, like. All right. I need to fix the windows real quick. Sorry. Like it changed. It created a new dialogue. Good old Skype. Ugh.
Oh yeah, it does that.
Yeah, the new update does that. I don't know why it did that. Whenever you bring somebody in. You know, I was trying Google Plus earlier, but the resolution on the camera isn't as good.
Yeah, I mean Skype has always been the best video calling, but yeah, the conversation thing is kind of weird.
Yeah. All right, we got Zildarks.
Hello?
Uh-oh.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, hi.
Good. My question is, with your kind of spine style that you showed just now on Cloud Kingdom, are you able to do that on maps like Ohana and get to your infestors against things like the Blink Stalker all-ins?
Yeah, so if you saw my game versus Minigun, actually Chanman, I'm not sure, do you post the replays afterwards or?
I
guess
can.
just
I mean,
watch
if you're cool with it, I can.
Okay. I mean, I'm fine.
Okay. Sure.
Either way. But basically, yeah, Ohana, I also did it, and I do it, and you can see it in the game versus Minigun. Basically, you just get a wall of spines to protect your fourth base, and then you get a wall of spines to protect your natural and your third. And it's hard, you know, it's a little bit more wide, but...
Yeah, I liked what you did there, but I'm talking about more like 9-gate Blink Stalker all-in, those kinds of things. That's mainly what I'm having trouble with. It seems, well, like the 8-9-gate Blink Stalker 2-base. It seems like you spine both areas, you might be too thin. Is that not an issue?
Yeah, that can be an issue for 2-base timings. What the thing is, you want it for the 9-gate or whatever 8-gate Blink Stalker. You want to have a lot of lings with +1 melee, and your lings should be able to hold it off. But it's definitely risky, especially if they have really good blink micro. And you don't rely as much on spines in that case, because spines are not good if you don't have fungal, really.
Yeah.
Because the blink stalkers are just going to keep blinking back every time they get hit.
I mean,
So
those type of games turn into a very technical kind of roachling against the Blink Stalker game, right? I mean, it's just all about just keeping up with injects, and you know, it's a technical game at that point where it's just who can just continually make units and get good exchanges each round, right?
So that one is the spine crawler defense is mostly for like the Sentry Immortal all-in.
Yeah.
But not so much against the Blink Stalker all-in because they can just blink away. What you want is, yeah, like Chanman said, you want to broach the ling, and then make sure your lings don't engage zealots. You want to make sure they engage the stalkers.
Right.
How much into roaches would you go there? Would you go with as many as you could get off of 3 or 4 gas?
I would do as many as you can get, and then all your excess minerals go to Zerglings.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty much on 3 gas at that point, right? When you're doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be around 2 gas or 3 gas with a lair, and
Gotcha.
a roach warren and speed.
Yeah. Yeah, those are fun games. It's just like 5 minutes of just just playing, just going Link Stalker versus Roach Link over and over and over again. It's crazy. Okay, Rick Harrison. Rick won one of my giveaways once, so let's see.
Good to see him back.
Exactly. He better come back. Rick, you need to add me on your contacts list, buddy. Let me add you. I'll request you. Just add me. Okay, Mike God, he hasn't added me either. What's going on? All right, Keys S. Oh yeah, Itman.
What's up?
Hey, what's up?
All right. No, I had a question about what do you call that map? Cloud Kingdom. And I was wondering if what you think about taking the other third base as your natural third, because of like it's open, right? Because I noticed when I get Immortal All-In, they come from that back corner, right? And if there's too many force fields, you get stuck. So I've been taking the other one, so I don't know what you think.
So you mean for 4th base or 3rd base?
Third, like the one that's right above your natural, and then you spread creep over there and you break the rocks and everything, so it's like no matter which direction they come from, it's like an open space for you, right?
It's like the one that you normally choose between that one and the. It's usually one of the 4th bases if you choose it. You think he's talking about so that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I know what
you're
you're talking
upwards.
about.
Yeah.
So I know what you're talking about. I think it would be good if you can get a lot of things out. If you're going for the spine crawler defense, obviously you want a more narrow choke instead of like a wider choke. But if you want to defend more with units, so I see like Stefano or whatever, they hold off the Immortal All-In with Roach Ling. In that case, you do want to have like a bigger, more open area. In terms of taking that as a third base, though, like the problem is if they don't do the Immortal All-In and then they just do some other type of build, that base is a little bit harder to defend than. I mean, obviously it's harder to defend than the like normal third, but I could see your reasoning behind it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been using that one, and it's a lot easier to defend all those all-in pushes, right? And then they go looking at your third, they're like, oh, where's the third?
Oh yeah, and then they probably think you're all-inning them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Actually, that's not bad, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way the game changes and moves forward, and innovation is made. So that could be like the newest innovation.
Yeah. I had one more question, if that's cool.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm still stuck on Ling Bling Muta versus Terran since like the start of time. I can't switch until until I get a hive. I don't start making infestors and ultras, right? I just stay Ling Bling Muta because I'm just still good with it. So my question is like, I don't know, like, is there a way I should transition, like, a little bit better? Because I just can't get used to Infestor Ling. Like, it feels a bit too weak, and then, like, I can't stop drops and stuff. Like, I got to chase him down. So I was wondering if there's a better way to transition, because, I don't know.
This is actually a perfect question.
All right.
I know what you're about to say, too.
Yeah, well, basically what I've been doing, okay, so first of all, what I'd like to say is if you're having success with Muta Ling Bling, I don't think it's necessary. Like, if you're doing well with it and it's working for you, you don't have to change it necessarily just because everybody else is doing Ling Infestor.
Well, the main problem is I'm doing good with Ling Bling Muta, right? But the problem is there's those Terrans out there that put like 10, 15, 20 turrets, they make 3-4 Thors, and then your Mutas can't distract them anymore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually, that's like a problem I was having. With my mutas, I got the mutas out, and then I would transition to infestors. But my immutas would never do any damage. And it was almost like the muta's sole purpose was just to stop drops. And I never really got used to Ling Infestor style either because like I want to stop those drops. I don't like having to run my army all around the place just to stop drops. So one solution that I thought was really interesting and really cool was by Sleep. If you know xSixSleep, he's not on xSix anymore, but
The guy that looks sleepy, right?
yeah, he does look kind of
Yeah,
sleepy.
he kind of looks sleepy.
Yeah. So when he plays ZvT, actually he gets that Spire, and instead of making mutas, he makes corruptors. He makes like 7, 8 corruptors, and then he goes.
Oh, to stop the drops, huh?
Yeah, it stops the drops, but not only that, in the battles they kill the medevacs, and they don't get shot themselves, because like your mutas will get shot in the battle and die.
That's
but the
right.
corruptors,
They can take the Thor shots.
yeah, and the
Oh,
corruptors
that's
like,
smart.
destroy all their medevacs in the battles, and they can stop
Oh.
drops reasonably well.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, because the priority is like last for corruptors. Oh,
Right,
that's smart.
and mutas die if you just straight up engage and try to take out medevacs. And then, what's even the best part of it is when you're going to Broodlords, you already have like 8 corruptors out,
Right.
so it's just like you just morph them right away. It's super easy.
Right.
So I think that's something you might want to try out. If you watch Sleep play, I think he's still doing this. I've been doing this a lot more recently. So basically, you just get those corruptors, 7, 8 corruptors. You throw down an infestation pit, and then you go Ling Infestor with some banelings, and you already have like some corruptors, and then you go into Hive. So.
Well, what about like if you don't want to go broods though, right? Because then they just start dropping you once you morph them, right?
Mm-hmm. Once it gets to late game, you oftentimes will need some static D. Yeah, get some spores up.
Yes.
Keep some banelings and lings at your faraway expansions. And that's more of a late game thing, where it's just at some point it becomes beneficial to just start throwing down the spore crawlers and stuff to prevent them from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, let me know
man.
how it goes.
Yeah, good luck with that, man.
All right, thanks for having me.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
All right, let's see. Those keys. I like his icon there.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't actually see it because I didn't add him.
It was Ip Man. All right, Simon.
Simon,
I think
yeah.
Simon's called in before.
Yep, I did.
Hey, Simon, what's up? Yeah.
Hey. How you guys doing?
Good. Got a
Yeah,
question?
I just have a really one question. I'm just got masters recently, and then I've been using a lot of the roaches and lings against Protoss, but it's just like it started to like not work out as I go up, just because like the immortal push was really strong, and I saw this episode was pretty refreshing on how you deal with the immortals. And I'm just wondering, when you scout immortals, what's your plan like going into that? Like, do you like immediately add spines, or how many gases you add more, and then like how do you distribute? Like, how do you manage your money during that period right before the attack and stuff?
All right. So basically, the scouting goes like this: 6 minutes 30 seconds. You check to see if they added natural gases. If they added 2 natural gases, you just drone to 70. You just drone straight to 70. And at 6:45, you send your overlord to sack. You sack your overlord. And when you sack that overlord and you see a robotics facility, you know that in the next couple minutes there won't be an attack, because there's no like one immortal attack. There's no such thing. So you're going to be safe droning like very heavily. Meanwhile, you're getting your lair up. And as you're getting your lair up, you want to get all your gases up. And then basically say you want to make sure you have a ling at their third base. And say by 8:30 or 9 minutes, you still see no attempts to grab a third. Then you want to start thinking about adding spines. And like I said, you want to replace those drones. In the 2 games that we showed, I didn't really replace my drones, but you want to replace those drones as soon as you make those spines.
Okay, so you pretty much like you still get roach speed with Roachborn, but you just don't make roaches.
Actually, versus if I see 2 natural gases, which is what they do when they're trying to go for the immortal sentry all-in, I don't even get a Roachborn. Yeah, and because they're not going to do a 2-base gateway timing off 4 gases.
Yeah.
But that's the problem. Like, so for example, State has been metagaming me. He like grabs the gases and then like doesn't mine from them, but like tricks me because I don't always click on the thing. So yeah, I might have to start adding the roach mower because people are starting to like metagame it. But generally, if they get all 4 gases and they're mining from them, you don't need roaches.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And then like I just saw like it was so safe. Like just like seeing you like going against that all in, it was awesome. And then I'll start trying that, and then actually, and then so if they go to 3rd, you pretty much just straight go to 4th and straight to footloads, right?
Right. As soon as you see the 3rd, you just put down your 4th.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and if you have troubles, feel free to like, keep asking, send replays, tweet, whatever.
Oh yeah, sounds good. I have one quick question on ZVZ. Like, how do you do your ZVZ? Like, what main side do you go for right now? Do you still go roach heavy or like lane infester or something else? I
go infester, fast infester into roach, and then once I have a decent army, I add on hydras because hydra's DPS is insanely good.
Okay.
So basically, it's roach, hydra, infester.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Can you go ahead? Sorry.
Oh, so basically it's roach, hydra, infester, and then obviously you get your hive after that and whatever.
So do you tech to infestors first? Like I'm just wondering like what order do you go? Because I've seen people like die straight up tech to infestors right after layer tech, and I just like I was so scared. So the way I do was I try to take a slightly faster 3rd, and then I power a lot of roaches, and then if I saw infestor from them, I add in hydras first. I don't know if it's good, but I just wondered what you would do in your situation because I heard you going like a very fast infestor.
Yeah, I go really fast infestor, and sometimes I do die to roach timings that are really well executed. You can check out some of my replays. I have a bunch of replay packs on my stream thread to see how exactly I do it. Regarding your Hydra play, I don't think it's necessarily bad, but like I think it's workable and it works. I just simply think that infestors are better to get earlier because unlike Hydras, they build up a ton of energy.
Yeah.
And then like if you go Hydras after you see his infestors, he might have a lot of fungals by the time the actual fight happens. And you don't have infestors with energy. Like Hydras, you might have them sitting for a while, and they don't build up energy or anything. So it's like infestors continue to get stronger, but Hydras are like very strong, but they just stay that same level. Whereas infestors are like kind of strong, and then they just like keep getting stronger. So.
Yeah. So when you're going, when you're building up that infestor count early, I mean you are building lings, right? I mean. To like, he's building lings too, so that he has ling infester and maybe a few spines against the roach timings.
Yeah.
That's like the only way to stay alive. Yeah. Another great thing too is that like again I think I had Cats on the other night is that if you build he does something similar. If you build up that infestor count and they all build up energy, you'll get to the point where you just have like because you have so many infestors with fungals that you can actually just send a few burrowed infestors out. And then just start harassing bases while you still have enough infestors with energy. You're building infestors too in your base to actually defend against any push. So it's like great for harassment too. So
that's kind of like how the ZvP games also went when I went infestor first. By the time he attacked, I had like full energy on all my infestors. So it's kind of like the same principle in ZvZ. The earlier you get the infestors, like the stronger they'll be later. So.
Yeah.
All right,
Simon.
Sweet. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks for the questions.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're just going to take a couple more, and then we're going to call it a night. Thanks, Suppy, for answering all of these. Michael.
Shiziak.
I think he's called in before, I think. Could be wrong. It's hard to remember everybody.
It's good. We got the regulars.
Yeah, exactly. Wish I had a way to like distinguish the regulars from the the new folks, but.
Hey guys.
Hey Mike, how's it going?
Hey.
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Pretty good.
Got a question for Suppy?
Yeah, I do. I feel on ZvP, I feel fairly confident in like everything. There's always like if I lose, I see it's like there's a certain mistake I make. And one thing I've had trouble with, which I haven't seen done much, but the few times I've seen it, I don't know how to beat it, is a 2-base blink all-in on Antigua Shipyard with Observer, to which they can blink into your main or your third or go for your natural. So how was a way that you deal with that?
I'd have to see a replay, but that sounds very strong. But the thing is, getting the Observer should slow down their blink, because a lot of blink stalker all-ins don't even get a Robo Bay. Getting the Robo Bay actually slows down their attack a lot. But what I have seen actually is hallucination, like hallucinated Phoenix, and they blink into your main, like you said.
Yeah.
So the thing is, if you think about it, if they blink in, they're not going to have any Zealots, and they're not going to have any Force Fields. And Roaches are not great against Link Stalkers, obviously, but Lings are pretty good. So you're gonna want to have Lings up there and try and block it with a lot of Lings, and some handful of Roaches, obviously, as well. And he's going to start blinking out of your main, and basically you're just going to want to just kind of camp around. So like if he tries to blink up, then you just engage immediately, because he's not going to be able to blink down again, because he'll have to cool down. And then the one problem with waiting up in your main is that he would be able to attack your third pretty quickly. So I mean, I guess it's not too big of a problem. You have Lings, which are pretty fast. So
yeah, maybe build a few spines, and that should handle it.
Yeah, a couple spines at your third or at the high ground, something like that. I'd have to see the replay to actually see the exact timings of everything. But yeah.
Alright, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks, Mike.
No problem.
Alright, I think that's going to be it for the questions. Good stuff, man. Thanks for answering them all, man.
Thank you guys for asking.
Yeah, hopefully viewers appreciate it. And I guess I'll try to find a good place to post these replays. You know a good place to post replays? I usually just put them up on like Mega
I might just
Upload.
upload these later myself.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Definitely, guys. Keep an eye out for it. You usually put them on the fan page thread, or
yeah, they're on.
Okay.
Let me link
Let's find the fan page thread here. We're about to spam you guys with a crap load of links, so get ready.
Here's my stream page, which has like a lot of has my streaming history, a video blog, replay packs.
All right.
So there's good stuff there. My fan page, if it's updated.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm not in charge of my fan page, so.
All right. Yeah, my mod Mastamp just he just put up the link for your fan page, so go check that out. He's Suppy's one of the few guys that I think posts replay packs pretty regularly, right? Yeah, so go check that out, guys. And oh, somebody just added me. Let's see. Well, too late, guys. We're gonna have to try to catch up a question next. We're about out of time, so but all right, Suppy, if you have any shoutouts at this time, why don't we go into that, and then we can kind of close the show and call it a night.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to my team, Check 6 Gaming, and our sponsors, TT Esports, Pure Track, and Gamers Uniform, and Rush Order Tees. Thank you, Chanman, for inviting me to this awesome Pro Corner, and thank you guys for watching and tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed and maybe learned something. And yeah.
Yeah, big thanks to you, dude, for coming on and obviously walking us through these strats. I mean, I think it was you did a wonderful job, and hopefully a lot of folks will check out this VOD whenever they're having problems or want to kind of adapt your style here. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, bud. And you streaming pretty regularly now, or like will you be streaming like in the next, I guess, month until school starts, or?
Yeah, I'll be streaming. I've been streaming maybe every other day.
Yeah.
And I actually recently got a feature stream on Team Liquid as like a trial feature. So really hope you guys tune in because yeah, it's like they're gonna look at the numbers after a month and see if I can keep the featured status. So.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Hope you guys tune in.
Like you're not a pro, all right? It's kind of crazy. Okay. But yeah, check out his stream, guys. You know, again, it's on the listed on the feature, and you know, there's not that many listed these days. So you know, if you have a choice, try to check out Suppy's. And again, he's like one of the best Zergs on NA right now. So you'll probably learn quite a bit watching his stream. So I highly advise that. But big thanks to you guys for watching tonight. Again, the VOD will be up later tonight. No tech issues tonight, yes. So this will be up really quickly. And Thursday we have Empire Costs playing or on with Acer Bly. So they're going to be playing a best of 5 and then do some replay analysis afterwards of the series. So that's going to be pretty fun. And yeah, so we're going to doing that. And let's see, anything on the next week? I think we have. Shoot, I can't remember what next week. I'm gonna have to check out the thread, guys. You know, another thing too. I'm gonna keep encouraging you guys to get on the show thread and you know, have some of the conversations you're having right now, like in stream chat, because that's like the best place to you know, for me, I always post all the show informations there, and I tweet it obviously. But honestly, that's the best place to, like, you know, help the show get, you know, just a little, you know, little bit more attention, because it's all about just having placement on Team Liquid, and you know, unless people are posting your thread, nobody's ever going to see this thread. So, you know, just if you have time, you know, obviously, if not, then no big deal. But if you do, or just have any feedback for the show, definitely, you know, list or post it on the TL show there, or TL show thread there. Yeah, I guess that's going to be it, guys. Tomorrow, guys, climbing the ladder. I'm going to have Elroy Pinto, who's the general manager of Fnatic, and Maximus Black, the big boss himself, is going to be on, so that should be a crazy show. Yeah, big thanks to my mods, as always. My mods are awesome volunteers that just help out the show, so it's like the shows, you know, wouldn't be the same without them. So treat them nice anytime you're watching, guys. And oh yeah, we're doing a giveaway Thursday too. Check it out. We're doing a Razor giveaway. But alright, guys, that's going to be it for Pro Corner tonight. We will see you next time. Peace.
Bye.